Hi, um, good afternoon. My name is Abidemi Somoye. Let's see who will be our first, who will be the first today. Let's see. So how you all doing today? How did your day go? Did you have a beautiful day? Did you have a well planned day? Okay, welcome, Frederick Letong. Welcome, King Crescent Abiomo. Thank you so much for joining me. How are you today? Just write something. Let's share it as we come so that people can know that we did this today. So let's go and share it as we're coming. How did your day go? Did you have a well-productive day? Was your day well? Did you achieve what you wanted to achieve? So how you're doing? So just write something. Just write something. Just to hear from you. Okay. Anyway, today we will be discussing the topic of diligence will make you a king. Diligence will make you a king. Diligence is a principle. If you can work on yourself to be diligent in life and diligent in what you really want to become, you will be a king in that area of your life. You will be you will be sought after. People will want to listen to you. So what is diligence? Diligence means persistent work and effort. Welcome, Queen Fumi. Let's go and share this as we come in. So I'm talking about diligence today. So I said, what is diligence? Diligence means persistent work and effort. What did I say? Let me say it again. Diligence means persistent work and effort. Welcome, Ayla Tajudin, Mr. Ayla Tajudin. I'm sure you must be a doctor or professor now. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, thank you so much for me. Yeah, you can watch it later. But let's go and share it as we come. So I said diligence means persistent work and effort. What are the synonyms of diligence? The synonyms of diligence are being thorough. Being thorough simply means that you are detailed. You pay attention to whatever you lay your hands on. Diligence also means attentiveness. You listen. You are not carried away. Dr. Sunday Adelaja, my mentor, calls it to be in the here and now. That means whatever you are doing, your heart is there. You are doing it with the whole of your heart. Then diligence also means being industrious. Being industrious simply means you are hardworking. In fact, there's a quote by Dr. Sunday Adelaja that I like so much that says, hard work is the womb of success. Hard work is the womb of success. So I said diligence means persistent work and effort. And I also said that diligence has some synonyms. Some synonyms of diligence are being thorough, being attentive, and being industrious. That's hardworking, someone who is hardworking. Now, what are the advantages of you being diligent? So if you find yourself working in a particular organization, do a check, do a self-check on yourself. Do an analysis on yourself. Ask yourself, have you been diligent on that work? Have you been diligent on your job? Whatever you find yourself doing, whatever you lay your hands on, ask yourself, have you been diligent? Then if you have been very diligent, you and I will notice that you won't find yourself on the same spot. You won't find yourself struggling. You won't find yourself being poor or being seen as someone that does not know what he or she is doing. So diligence will make you a king. Being diligent will make you a king. Being diligent will make you a king. What are the characteristics of someone who is diligent? 1. A diligent person is someone who works smart. A diligent person is someone who works smart. When I say smart, does not mean that you are cutting corners. When I say smart, does not mean that you are not going through the process. Being smart means that you are doing what you need to do, but you are recognizing opportunities as they come your way. In fact, being smart means that you give it all your best. You give it your all whenever you are doing anything. Welcome, King Ibikule. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome, Frank. Thank you so much for joining me. So I said a diligent person is someone who works smart. Welcome, my brother, King Tibet. I celebrate you, Pastor Tibet. Thank you so much for joining me. So I already said a diligent person is someone who works smart. Take note of that. Number 2, a diligent person works based on his conscience. A diligent person works based on his conscience. So when you find someone who is diligent, he doesn't need someone to tell him what to do. Why? Because he has a ruler, like an inner compass that directs him when he's walking. He knows that he has to give it all. He knows that he has to give his best. Welcome, my beautiful wife. I love you so much. Thank you so much for joining me, Princess. So a diligent person works based on his conscience. So whenever you are working, one of the questions you should ask yourself is, are you giving it your all? Are you giving it your best? Are you giving 100% focus? In fact, anything you don't do 100% is as good as you shouldn't do it at all. So a diligent person works based on his conscience. Number 4, I think number 3, a diligent person is consistent. A diligent person is a consistent person. If you find someone who is diligent, that person is very consistent, even in little things. Now, the thing is that someone who is diligent, even people might not know why he or she is doing what he or she is doing, but guess what? He knows the reason why he's doing what he's doing. Or she also knows why she's doing what she does. So she gives it her all. She gives it her best. Whether people are looking at her, whether people are watching her from afar or not. Our own watchword is, I will give it my 100% best. Our own watchword is, or his own watchword is, I will give it my focus. I'm going to give it my best. So a diligent person is a consistent person. Number 4, diligence is not something that falls on you like ripe cherry. Diligence is not something that nobody was born with diligence. Anybody you find diligent worked on himself or herself. Welcome, Queen Ola Martin. Welcome, Queen Oriyomi. Thank you so much for joining me. Sorry, excuse me. So anybody you find diligent have worked on themselves. And if you find a diligent person, directly you also find someone who is very disciplined. Why? Because they know why they do what they do. They know the reason of their existence. So they don't want anybody to waste their time, and their eyes are on the big picture. They know what they are saying. They know what they want to achieve. They know where they are going. So they give it their best. They give it their all. So diligence is learned. Diligence is acquired. Diligence does not fall on you like ripe cherry. So you and I have to work on being diligent. It comes daily. For example, if you set out a time that this particular time you want to use it for your broadcast, or you want to use it to study, guess what? When you do your study like that on a daily basis, it shows that you are diligent in that aspect of your life. So diligence is acquired, is what you do daily. It becomes part of you. Number 5, a diligent person can never be poor. A diligent person can never be poor. And mind you, when I say poor, does not really mean money. I'm not even talking about money right now, even though money is also part of it. But before you can even begin to talk of money, you must be able to realize who you are. You must know who you are. You must know yourself. You must know your self-worth. You must know what you're worth. You must know what you carry. You must know the God that you carry. So a diligent person is someone who has self-worth. He understands the value of self-worth, and so he understands that the richest resources are not what eyes can see. Good health, happiness, joy, your knowledge, wisdom, your environment is not something people can actually see with their physical eyes. So a diligent person is not a poor person, can never be a poor person, because he's paying his price, because he's going through the process. What number am I? Number 6. A diligent person is someone who will rule. A diligent person will always rule whatever he or she finds, wherever they find themselves. Why? Because they've committed to excellence. They've committed their hands and their hearts to do the best. So you find them leading people. You find them, and let me let you know that even when you are diligent, for example, in your place of work, and people don't commend you that you are diligent, guess what? They are observing you. People are even learning from you. When people see you, they are even happy. When people observe you, they are excited. When people see you, you spark up the energy in them. So don't wait for someone to come and tell you well done, or don't wait for someone to come and tell you are doing a great job. Even though sometimes we humans like people to tell us we are doing well, but the truth is, let it be part of you. Whether people come to you or whether people don't come to you, you will give it your best shot. Number 7, someone who is diligent makes credible decisions. Someone who is diligent makes credible decisions. Remember, I said diligence means persistent work and effort. Persistent work and effort. I also said diligence also means being thorough. Being thorough means being detailed, being attentive, being industrious. So someone who is diligent makes credible decisions. Because you are diligent, if you have some decisions to make, because you've been used to analysis, you've been used to tabling things, and you are very thorough, you are very detailed, and because you pay attention to details, you pay attention to even the tiniest information, you will be able to easily make credible decisions. Why? Because you will be able to weigh the options easily, because it's already part of you. I think I'm in number 8 right now. A diligent person is someone who gives his best at all times. A diligent person is someone who gives his best at all times. I want to tell you, give your best. I'm also talking to myself. Whatever you find yourself doing, give your best, irrespective of who is looking at you, irrespective of who is commending you, irrespective of who is telling you well done or not well done. Give your best. And last, I have a good news for you. And the good news is, diligence will always reward you. Diligence will always reward you. Diligence will always reward you. It might not be immediate. For example, for a woman to give birth, it takes her 9 months. The process has to be there. There's nothing you can do about it. You have to go through the process. Just be yourself. Develop the relevant skills you need to develop, and in no time. And stop looking at, okay, when will things turn around? When will this pay me? When will this come to? When will I get what I want? Don't think like that. Just keep going. Take a time of solitude. Take a time to think. Take a time to analyze, and keep going. Keep eating the mark. Keep giving your best. Keep giving your best. In no time, you will stand before kings and not men. The proverb says, see a man who is diligent in his work will not stand before men, but he will stand before kings. Be diligent in your work. Be diligent in your assignment. Be diligent in the purpose God has called you for. Be diligent in your business. I'm also talking to myself. Be diligent in your studies. Be diligent in your family. Be diligent in the training of your kids. Be diligent with your husband. In fact, most, be diligent in your sound relationship with God. That's the number one thing. So, before you know it, you and I, we will stand before kings and not men. Before you know it, you and I will stand before kings and not men. Before you know it, you and I will stand before kings and not men. Thank you so much for joining me. I celebrate you. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for your comments. Thank you, Queen Akinwande, my beautiful wife, my princess. Thank you, Queen Oriyomi. Thank you, Bafo. Bafo said, work on yourself and poverty will disappear. That's right. Queen Oriyomi said, diligence can be likened to self-discipline, self-respect, a person of value. That's very sound. That's very sound. Thank you so much, Queen Ola Martin. Thank you, King Ibikunle. Thank you so much. Thank you, Fumi, Queen Fumi. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. And let's don't forget, let's go and share it so that people can actually watch this later. On Saturday, I will be live on personal finance tips with Tony. That's my online school on finance. And let's talk personal finance. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you from my heart. The same time next week, I'm going to see you. Bye and God bless. Bye. And don't let us forget, let's go and share this now. Share. Bye. Thank you, King Ibikule. Thank you so much.